I'm excited to see your brain because it's like Dan's brain meets taxes, but the automation and systematized, and asking the question, can we be better? Because we've learned some things that have blown our mind, and it's like, why aren't people teaching this?
Totally, and that's the same thing. Is like we've had a bit of an experience just even in our own business, and we're like, okay, how can we make this better? You know, the BetterWealth way. How can we make this better? How can we make it actually enjoyable to talk to your accountant or talk to your CPA or talk to your tax team? How can you get excited about the things that you're doing to mitigate taxation?
This is Better Wealth with Caleb Williams. Hey everyone, welcome to the very first BetterWealth Tax edition of the BetterWealth podcast. I am here with Right Hand Dan and the future face of BetterWealth Tax.
That's right. You know, we've had so many people all the time saying, "Hey, what can I do for taxes? I'm paying too much in taxes. Taxes. I don't want to pay taxes. Doesn't matter who you are." You don't want to pay taxes.
And then you also complain about the roads, and you're like, man, what's going on? But no, I'm with you. It's the common theme among our clients is I understand the power of my dollar now and in the future, and I don't want to pay more taxes than I have to. And a common theme we get is I feel like there's other ways that I can do now and in the future that can reduce that.
Yeah, and especially when it comes to entrepreneurs, usually they avoid their accountant or avoid their CPA, and it's kind of like this battle between, well, I'll get to them when I have to, and then it's like shove all your documents over to them, and then it's kind of like just a mess. And this is where really the purpose of building BetterWealth Tax is to change the mindset from tax prep to tax planning. And the difference there is being reactive versus being proactive. And
right.
You know, we talk about being proactive all the time, and that whole aspect is when you're doing tax prep, when you're just shoving all your documents to your CPA, your accountant, whomever it may be, and they're just looking at last year and saying, well, this happened, here's, write the check. And tax planning is looking in the year. So like right now we're in 2021, it's like, what can we start doing today so that we can be proactive in mitigating taxation this year, so that when it comes around to next year, it's not a shock, number one. And we've done almost everything, if not everything we can to mitigate the tax bill.
Right.
And so through that process, there's a lot of things that are involved. It's potentially meeting monthly, potentially meeting quarterly, having your books aligned, having everything, you know, online. Wouldn't that be amazing to have all your bookkeeping done online? And again, it goes back to having a dialogue and a conversation throughout the year, instead of just going throughout the year and then saying, help, what can you do? And so, you know, the whole idea of building out BetterWealth Tax is we're going to have CPAs, we're going to have EAs, we're going to be able to do corporate structure, bookkeeping. We're looking at doing fractional CFO work. We really want to make this, again, like with everything with BetterWealth, how can we build a company that we would want to do business with?
Right. And a common issue that we're seeing, because a lot of entrepreneurs and successful people are coming to us, we can help them, and we can help them on the back end, and sometimes the and asset makes sense and other things. But at the end of the day, what these people really need is they need to figure out a good structure. A lot of people are not structured properly, and they need a proactive plan, especially tax-wise, and then they need someone to help them keep them accountable.
Yeah.
Like it is the biggest pain point. You want to talk about us being in the trenches. Whenever tax season comes around, no one ever messages me and says, hey bro, like I need to learn more about the and asset. Well, that's not true. Some people do. But I got hit up probably like 15 messages, 12 to 15 messages in 1 week of like, hey, we haven't talked in a while. Who does your taxes? And we're working with some phenomenal people, and that's what's going to be fun about this whole thing is we're not just necessarily just going to open up shop. We're working with some incredible people, but like classic BetterWealth fashion, we're going to bring it in-house so that we can make it the best that we can make it. And I'm excited to see your brain, because it's like Dan's brain meets taxes, but the automation and systematized, and asking the question, can we be better? Because we've learned some things that have blown our mind, and it's like, why aren't people teaching this?
Totally, and that's the same thing. Is like we've had a bit of an experience just even in our own business, and we're like, okay, how can we make this better? You know, the BetterWealth way. How can we make this better? How can we make it actually enjoyable to talk to your accountant or talk to your CPA or talk to your tax team? How can you get excited about the things that you're doing to mitigate taxation? Because again, from a business owner perspective, you're talking to other business owners, and what do they talk about all the time in the springtime? oh, the tax bill.
Yep.
And so like, what if you could be excited about that and know that, hey, I've done everything that I can, and now I'm just focusing on going and doing more growth and knowing that I'm going to be okay. Because a lot of times business owners get stuck in this mindset of, well, if I go make more, I'm going to pay more in taxes. Yep. And we're like, hey, what if we could help with that? And so again, this is going to be a fun journey for me, because when I look at things, like I like definiteness and stuff. And so like the tax code is the tax code, which I know the people that understand tax are going, well, sort of, because it's all up to interpretation. You have to look at case law. You have to look at a whole bunch of other aspects.
Yep.
And so I'm going to go down the rabbit hole. I'm going to attempt to become an enrolled agent, and going to go back to school, essentially, take some exams, and hopefully become an enrolled agent, so I can have a better understanding of this, because this is going to be such a fun journey.
Yep.
And I'm excited to provide a ton of content as it relates to taxes. And it's going to be, for me, it's fun because it's coming right out of the language of the IRC.
Yeah, and the other thing that I just want to point out is just like everything that we approach, yes, you're going to get your EA, but it's not like you're the end-all expert. It's like there's other people, right, CPAs, attorneys, and other that we literally do business with that are going to be coming in-house, and it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun. And one of the things when we just ask the question, how can we best serve the people that come to us? We can best serve them if we can help them be more proactive as it relates to the tax conversation. And it's one of those things that we couldn't do it right away, because you just have to be smart in how you start businesses. But we are at a place where not only is this going to add value to everyone that's our clients, but this is going to add tremendous ability to have conversations and have conversations with people that may BetterWealth may just be a little bit more attractive with what we're doing. Do you want to talk about the overall process that we're walking through, about like if someone like who is a right client, who's not the right client, and how we will operate on the front end?
That's a good question. So the whole premise of what we're looking to accomplish is, just like we're doing a financial x-ray for just the majority of people, we want to do something similar.
Yep.
On the tax side. We've been joking calling it a tax ray. But this idea is like, we can do an analysis of what you're currently doing and see what potential areas are there to save taxes. And that's going to be a really cool aspect, is like,
yep,
you know, I don't like the whole scamming, like come in, free consultation kind of thing, but it's like, what if we could show you how to pay less in taxes? Would you be interested in that? And it's going to be basically a free audit. And the thing that a lot of people don't realize is you can actually look back 3 years and go get money that was lost because you didn't maximize deductions and things like that. And so this could turn into an amazing moneymaker for some people, or refund of money. And so so I come back full circle. It's coming in, mm-hmm, just taking a look at past tax returns, being able to do a deep dive analysis of were things maximized.
Yep.
I'm willing to bet, it's a little premature, but I'm willing to bet most people are not maximizing.
Oh no. I mean, we referred probably 30 some clients in just working with people, and almost every one of them highlight like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, I didn't. And their mind is blown.
Totally.
And so, yeah, so betterwealth.com/tax, betterwealth.com/tax. You can be the first to get your free audit. And we're going to do this the right way. And again, like, there's going to be other announcements to come, but I just want you guys to know that we are going to be adding value on this channel, adding value via podcast, hopefully getting you to think how you can be a better steward of the money that you have and the money that's going out to the IRS. And again, we want to be above board in everything. And I think majority of people should not be anti-paying taxes, because we all benefit by being in this country. I think what we need to lean into is making sure that we're not overpaying on our taxes, right, and making sure that we can be the best steward with our money. Because you could make the argument that you, with the things that you care about, could be a better steward than a third party, i.e. government. So with that, any final words?
Well, I think this goes back to what we believe in is control and minimizing lost opportunity costs and wealth transfers. Yep. And that's, I kind of have this mindset of when we build BetterWealth Tax, I want from day one to keep track of how much money are we saving people on taxes and what is the long-term effect of that. Because that's control back into the hands of the people that we care about the most. And that's going to be the fun journey of this, is how much more money can we put back into the hands of our clients and our family, essentially.
We selfishly want to play a key role in your financial life. And so BetterWealth Tax coming soon. Go to betterwealth.com/tax to be the first to hear and first to go through our audit. And with that, any final words as it relates to Better Wealth Nation? It's been a while since you've been on.
It has. No, that's it. I'm excited, and be on the lookout for some future tax tips, because I've got all kinds of research that I'm excited to share with everybody.
Thank you so much for listening to the Better Wealth Podcast. It would mean the world to me if you could hit subscribe, leave a review, and share this with the people that you know and love.